Have you ever noticed that the more emotionally exhausted you become, the more you start doubting yourself? Decisions that once felt straightforward suddenly feel overwhelming. You second guess everything you say and do. Small tasks seem much harder than they used to, and you begin wondering, what's wrong with me? Have I lost my confidence? If that sounds familiar, you are certainly not alone. Many people assume they have suddenly become less capable or less confident, but often confidence isn't the real problem. Emotional exhaustion quietly changes the way your brain thinks, feels, and judges both the world around you and yourself. The encouraging news is that understanding what's happening is the first step towards rebuilding your confidence. My name is Renata Karlinskaite. I'm a psychotherapist and hypnotherapist, and I help people to build healthy self-esteem, grow true confidence, and live with resilience. And if negative self-talk or self-doubt is something you struggle with, I have created a free self-esteem and confidence affirmations audio to help you start rewiring your inner dialogue. You'll find the link in the description. In this video, we will uncover how emotional exhaustion affects your confidence, why it happens, and what you can do to start feeling like yourself again. Before we talk about confidence, let's first understand emotional exhaustion. Emotional exhaustion isn't simply feeling tired after a busy day. It's a state of mental and emotional depletion that develops after prolonged periods of stress. It often happens when you have been carrying responsibilities for too long without enough opportunity to recover. Perhaps you have been juggling work pressures, caring for children or family members, coping with relationship difficulties, worrying about finances, managing anxiety, or constantly putting everyone else's needs before your own. Over time, your emotional resources become drained. The research on burnout has shown that emotional exhaustion is one of the core features of burnout. It can affect anyone facing ongoing emotional demands in any area of life. One of the biggest reasons emotionally exhausted people lose confidence is because the brain becomes more focused on threat than opportunity. When we are under chronic stress, the brain naturally shifts into survival mode. Instead of asking, what could go well, it starts asking, what if something goes wrong? This isn't because you are becoming negative as a person. It's because your brain is trying to protect you. Unfortunately, this protective response can make even everyday situations feel risky. You may hesitate before sending an email, speaking up in a meeting, and making a phone call, or trying something new because your brain is overestimating the possibility of failure. Another reason confidence may begin to disappear is something psychologists call decision fatigue. Every day we make hundreds of decisions, both big and small. When your emotional energy is depleted, even simple decisions can begin to feel difficult. You might spend ages deciding what to say in a message, whether you have made the right choice or whether you should ask someone else for reassurance. Eventually, you begin believing, I can't trust my own judgment. But often, it's not that you have lost your ability to make good decisions. Your brain is simply running on empty. It's much harder to think clearly when your mental resources have been depleted for weeks or months. Emotional exhaustion also makes your inner critic much louder. When we are well rested and emotionally balanced, it's easier to recognize when we are being unfair to ourselves. But when we are exhausted, self-compassion often disappears and harsh self-criticism takes over. The thoughts like, I'm failing, I'm not coping, everyone else manages better than me, or I'm just not good enough, become much more convincing. Compassion-focused therapy explains that when our threat system is activated for long periods, Our self-critical thoughts often become stronger, while our ability to soothe ourselves becomes weaker. The problem isn't that you have suddenly become inadequate. It's that your exhausted brain has become much harsher in the way it evaluates you. Another important change is that your nerve system begins avoiding challenge. Confidence doesn't grow from thinking about being confident. It grows from experiencing yourself coping with challenges. But emotional exhaustion makes your brain crave safety. Instead of saying, I'll give it a go, you find yourself thinking, I'll do it tomorrow, or maybe someone else should do it. This can lead to procrastination, avoiding difficult conversations, turning down opportunities, canceling plans, or staying invisible. The less you do, the fewer opportunities you have to prove to yourself that you are capable. Over time, your confidence naturally begins to shrink. Not because you have become less capable, but because exhaustion has reduced your willingness to take action. Perhaps one of the most important things to understand is that emotional exhaustion often causes us to mistake feelings for facts. You may feel overwhelmed and conclude, I can't cope. You may feel anxious and assume, I am weak. You may feel uncertain and believe, I am incapable. But feelings are not always accurate reflections of reality. The cognitive behavioral therapy teaches us that our emotions influence our thoughts, and our thoughts influence how we interpret ourselves. Just because you feel less confident today doesn't mean you have actually become less capable. Your emotional state is coloring the way you see yourself. Many people think that if they simply get more sleep or take a holiday, their confidence will immediately return. Rest is incredibly important, and your brain certainly needs time to recover. But confidence often requires something more. It also requires rebuilding trust in yourself. That means calming your nervous system, reducing self-criticism, gradually facing manageable challenges again, and collecting new experiences that remind your brain, I can cope, I can handle this. Confidence isn't built by waiting until you feel ready. It's built by gently proving to yourself, one step at a time, that you are more capable than your exhausted mind currently believes. So, what can you do if emotional exhaustion has affected your confidence? First, stop judging yourself by the standards you had when you were not emotionally exhausted. You are not operating with the same emotional energy right now, and that's okay. Be kind to yourself rather than criticizing yourself for struggling. Second, help regulate your nerve system. Simple practices such as slow breathing, walking in nature, mindfulness, relaxation exercises, or hypnosis can help your brain gradually move out of survival mode. When your nerve system feels safer, your thinking often becomes clearer. Third, start noticing your inner critic. When you hear thoughts like, I'm useless, or I can't do this, pause and ask yourself, what's the actual evidence for that? Often, you will discover that your exhausted mind is presenting assumptions as facts. Finally, take one small courageous action every day. It doesn't have to be something huge. Perhaps it's making that phone call you have been avoiding, sharing your opinion in a meeting, applying for a job, or saying no when you need to protect your energy. Every small action gives your brain new evidence that you are capable. Confidence grows from these repeated experiences, not from waiting until fear disappears. If low self-esteem and self-doubt are patterns you have struggled for a long time, I have linked my free self-esteem and confidence affirmations audio below to help you begin rewiring your inner dialogue. And for deeper inner work, I have also created a step-by-step course with hypnosis to help you overcome low self-esteem and build true confidence at both a conscious and subconscious level. You will find both links in the description. Remember, emotional exhaustion doesn't mean you have lost who you are. It doesn't mean you have suddenly become weak, incapable, or destined to feel this way forever. Often, it simply means your mind and nervous system have been carrying more than they were designed to carry for too long. As you begin recovering emotionally, treating yourself with greater compassion, and gradually taking small, meaningful steps forward, confidence can begin to return. Not because you have become a different person, but because you are reconnected with the capable person who was there all along beneath the exhaustion. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe to the channel. I share weekly videos based on psychology, therapy, and neuroscience to help you build healthy self-esteem, grow true confidence, and develop greater emotional resilience. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.